So today I have a very special anime unboxing, as I will be unboxing the original limited edition box set of the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. And it's also actually sealed. But what's crazier is this is actually only volume 1. There were 4 volumes total, and I actually do have more of them. We have volume 2, volume 3, and of course volume 4. So I have all of the original 2007 Bandai box sets for Haruhi, specifically the first season of course. So this does seem honestly kind of wild, especially getting all of them sealed like this. And considering they are almost 2 decades old, they're in pretty solid condition, all things considered. And it will be a bit painful to actually open these up since they've been sealed for so long, but listen, I got a video to make, man, so we're doing it. So I guess I'll just go ahead and start getting all of the shrink wrap off these. I'm going to take a look at each one. Alright, so first up we of course have volume 1. And in case you're wondering, yes, volume 1 is a much different style box than the other 3 volumes, which is honestly a little bit annoying. Would have been cool if they were all uniform, but I believe you're supposed to technically take the other DVDs from the other volumes and put it in here, something like that. So I guess it's fair, but it is definitely a different box. Anyway, here is kind of just the regular view of it. Here is another side of it, other side, and the last side. Interestingly, it opens up from like right here, which is kind of odd, but I mean, sure, I guess. So I guess I'll go ahead and look at everything in here and show you the contents. So first up we do have the DVD here, which I should probably take the shrink wrap off of. There we go, and then the back here is like that, and then yeah, opening it up, we do have the first disc in there, so very nice, just the first DVD, and the only one that comes in this specific box set. Alright, getting all the extras out took like 4 score and whatever the phrase is. That was a process. So here's the box that some of the extras were sitting in. Have this nice, SOS Brigade logo underneath, and yeah, getting things out of here was difficult to say the least, but considering this is just a bunch of cardboard that's been sitting here for so many years, I'm not surprised. There's also this like box here that just exists. Nothing's inside, it was just used to prop up the CD inside of the previous box. Speaking of, yeah, here's the actual CD, so, and there is the back. And then opening this up, there's the actual disc, and then flipping it around you could see the text there. Not really, but hopefully that's somewhat visible. But yeah, that was in that sort of compartment. And then this was the extras box underneath volume 1, and yeah, this is definitely one of those boxes that's meant to be kind of swapped out. That's what I was talking about with the other volumes, you can put them in here. However, the extras box does have a couple extras. So first up you do have this like pretty thick card here, and then on the other side it looks like this. So anyway, there's also what seems to be like some kind of iron-on thing. That's cool, I guess. And then also like this headband thing. I think it's meant to like represent Haruhi's typical like hair pieces, but has this written on there, and yeah, it's definitely something. But that's everything for the first box, and what I assume is probably the most grand of all these, so that's interesting. Next up here we have volume 2. Here's the front, here's one of the sides, other side, bottom, top, and the back. So it seems like all of these 3 open up from a more traditional spot, which I'll go ahead and figure out here. And just to kind of give a look at what the inside of these will look like, it's something like this, so I'll go ahead and check everything out here. I guess you could see it better here without everything in there, but yeah, there are actually compartments for each of the things, which is honestly really nice. It's not just a bunch of things thrown in there, they are properly segmented. So first up here we have the second DVD volume. By the way, a lot of these things have a shrink wrap on them. I've just been taking off before I show it, but I just wanted to note that. We also have the back, and then opening this up, there is something in here. So there are 2 discs for volume 2, but there were a couple extras inside of here as well. So we have another one of these kind of cards here, and then on the other side have different artwork. And then also we have another one of these like iron-on things, I guess. Next up we have this CD here from Aya Hirano, who is Haruhi's Japanese voice actress. Also have the back here, and then here is the inside of the CD, so very, very nice. And then finally we have this extra in here, which is Haruhi's Brigade Chief armband, of course. That as well, but yeah, very, very cool. And that's everything for Volume 2. I guess slightly less grand than Volume 1, but honestly, not really by much. It's really just the box that makes a difference, I guess. So let's go ahead and move on. So now we have Volume 3. Here's the front, one of the sides, the other side, bottom, top, and the back. So I guess I'll go ahead and start opening this up now. Here's a quick look at what is inside. Alright, so now we have the 3rd volume DVD here, and here is the back. And then opening this up, again we have more extras here. So here are the 2 DVDs that actually come in the case, the normal stuff. So one thing in here is kind of like an ad, and this is just like really funny to me, honestly, because I mean that this phone, like, yeah, you could tell this is from 2007. Just a funny historical piece. We also have another art card here. And then here is the other side to it. And another one of these, like, iron-on things, which I guess they really liked in 2007, huh? We also have another CD. And here is the back of it. There's the actual disc, and then we also have kind of the, like, informative stuff here, so guess that is nice as well. And there's also the extra for this box, and anyway, this is what I think it is. Okay, so I don't really have the means to show this full thing, unfortunately. My setup's not big enough, but it is kind of what I thought it was. It's not really a body pillow, I'd say. I thought it was for a moment. Seems more like it's just a standard pillowcase cover, but still, that is certainly something. Anyway, on to the next one. And finally we have Volume 4. So here's the front, side, other side, bottom, top, and the back. So first up here we have the actual DVD. So here's the front, and the back as well. So then we open it up here and do have some extras kind of falling out of place here. So anyway, there's the 2 actual discs, our last 2 for the video. Then we have the art card here, and the other side as well. And another one of these, like, iron-on things here, so there's that. And here we have another CD, and here is the other side. And then opening it up we have, of course, the actual CD, and then just some general stuff. I guess it's lyrics. That's actually kind of cool. So yeah, that is the CD. And last but not least, we have our extra, and this is looking a lot like the last one. So we have another, like, pillowcase type of thing here. So have the series and the, yeah. Again, apologies on these 2. I can't really show too well because I have limited space, but you get the idea, hopefully. But with that, assuming I didn't blunder and miss something, that should be everything. So here's a pretty underwhelming final shot because I could not fit everything on screen very well. This is the best I could do. But yeah, that is all of the original 2007 Haruhi box sets from Season 1. Honestly, these are pretty cool, and I feel like very ahead of their time. Maybe I'm just too new to this stuff, but I feel like I didn't remember seeing a lot of extras in box sets until maybe a decade or so ago. And these honestly feel like very, very modern box sets. Well, maybe aside from Volume 1's actual box structure here, but beyond that. I guess all the boxes are maybe a bit weaker cardboard than you'd want, and the way they open isn't ideal either. But if these just had proper, like, chipboard boxes, the contents would be something straight out of today. It's very interesting, honestly. But yeah, I was glad to get all these. I did pay $170 for all of them, which is a pretty high amount, but also, considering that they were sealed from almost 2 decades ago, that's not too bad either. And this is also my favorite anime of all time, so I don't really mind paying a fair amount for that stuff. And honestly, after opening them all up, I'm pretty surprised. I didn't look at what the contents were beforehand, because I just wanted to go in blind. And yeah, I'm definitely glad to have all these. Very, very cool. Hopefully it made for a somewhat interesting video. I mean, these are pretty old, so I don't know how many people actually have covered them. But anyways, that's it, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.